So hello all and welcome. So we're going to get back into the crazy nutty world of Boogie2988. I'm at about the 25% mark in the documentary. So I'm going to begin where I left off.
Make it 3 chicken quesadillas.
What's paying for this?
I do need to check the sound. Yeah, let me...
Shit, you're paying me back on here. That don't hurt.
Yeah, we all look the same in a game.
Well,
Good.
dual lands went down. Okay.
Make it
Dual lands went down.
Back. You want to sell on until I come back in there because I'm not going to sell them to anybody else but you.
Okay.
2.
As long as I'm getting mortgage money, as long as I can get some cards there tonight, okay. You gave me these back. You want to sell on until I come back in there because I'm not going to sell them to anybody else but you.
Okay.
2.
So, I was right. There was just an act that was just for the cameras. He's not selling the cards. Like I said, he probably set that entire exchange up beforehand with this guy. He's not planning on selling any of his collectibles at all. So, yeah, there you go. And you get more evidence this guy is a fake, a phony, a fraud.
2. Make it 3 chicken quesadillas.
What is he doing? So this guy's supposedly broke, and yet he is buying fast food, which is actually extremely expensive. This idea that unhealthy foods like fast food are cheap is nonsense. This guy's supposed to be broke, yet he's living pretty high on the proverbial hog.
What's paying for this?
Shit, you're paying me back on here. That don't hurt.
Yeah, we all look the same.
So let's be honest here. We all know the Boogie's not broke. He's still worth hundreds of thousands of dollars that he's got squirreled away in some account that he hasn't made available to this documentarian, Mark Klum, is that his name? And yet he's making this guy pay for his food. That's just insane. I just love the entitlement. Oh, you're paying, pal.
In a game shop, it's because we're fucking outcasts. We're in a kind of small town. We're fucking autistic as shit. We're awkward around women. We're awkward around people. We don't know what the fuck we're doing. And then I come back.
I just love this. So he's in there playing Magic the Gathering with all these people, and he's insulting them. He's calling them social misfits. He's calling them social retards. He's essentially putting them all down, and he thinks that's okay. Well, I'm putting myself down too. I'm lumping us all together. I think that many of the people in that game shop would take offense at what you're saying. I mean, some might agree with you, but others might not. And I highly doubt that everybody that's in that game shop is autistic and horrible with people and a social moron and a social retard, which is exactly what you're calling them. This guy, he's definitely a social moron and retard who has little to no consideration for others except for what they can do for him, what they can provide him, how he can use them in some way to fill some void. I mean, just look at this guy that's documenting his life for 9 months, He just sees that guy's a, whoa, oh, you're going to pay for this. Oh, man.
Here, and I'm looking at all the shit I need to sell, and I'm surrounded by all this shit.
Look at all this. Anybody think that he's actually broke? This guy has been claiming to be busted out, to be broke for a while now, and yet he's got all of these arcade games, and those ones we're looking at, those ain't the only ones. He's got like a lot more. And other crap. He's got hundreds of thousands of dollars in collectibles, and yet for some reason he hasn't sold them yet. And he told that guy from the game shop, oh, don't sell these, I'll be back for them. Then you're not broke, are you?
Shit that I bought for YouTube videos and stuff, and it's hard to not think about what a fuck up I am. But that's why I go to the arcade. That's why I go to play Magic. That's why I have my friends over.
To distract me from the disaster that I am. Look at all that garbage.
For just a few hours, I'm not that fuck up from YouTube. I'm just Steve Williams. I'm just me.
Feel sorry for me. Oh, look at these people hanging out of this house. And they're eating, they're snacking away. Yeah, he paid for all that, I'm sure.
Oh, this is my Saturday night crew. We get together every Saturday. We eat pizza. We play Magic. We play board games. We do Smash Brothers. Magic the Gathering. This is my crack. This is my cocaine. I met him at the magic shop. I met him in the magic shop. Now him I met at the magic shop. This guy I met at the magic shop. This guy I met at the magic shop. This guy I met because he was roommates with a friend I met at the magic shop. Okay, so I have $1 million question for you guys. Every Saturday we get together. Every
Well,
Saturday.
they all look very uncomfortable.
Saturday, I order what? Pizza, chicken fingers, tacos. Those are the things I normally get us, right? Like, I normally spend like $100, $150 every Saturday to like feed us.
So every Saturday, $150. That's $600 a month he's spending on foods and friends. And okay, think about this. He's been, as of the making of this documentary, he's been claiming to be broke and bankrupt for years. And yet somehow, and he supposedly has a $7,800 nut every month he has to spend. At most, I've seen maybe $3,000 of that accounted for. I don't know where the other $4,800 is going. But he makes these, probably on these tchotchkes and other crap he buys in arcade games. And yet, all this time he's been spending all this extra money, $150 a week on friends and food. Where's the money coming from if he's broke? You can only go so far into debt. You can only tap into so much credit. Where's the money coming from? If he's broke, if he's busted out, if he has no money. Well, he has to have money. He has to have a revenue stream. He has to have savings. He has to have something he's dipping into that we don't know about. Otherwise, what he's saying here right now, every weekend he spends this amount. Where's the money coming from if the only source of money he has is that one bank account he showed us that has almost no money in it? That there's just no way. There's just no way that he is spending all this money unless he has savings that we don't know about.
And like, I showed them my bank books today, and I'm not like, I've never wanted to.
If he only has $478 to his name, come on. It's such BS. He's been claiming for years he's got no money. So how is he living this lifestyle with that very high standard of living that's where he's spending $7,800 a month, but he only has $400 in his bank account? Can somebody tell me that? Is anybody asking these questions?
Burden you guys with this, but like, I'm at a point where saving $300 a month would be useful. I mean,
By the way, what's up with this this documentary guy? I mean, isn't he asking any of these questions? Doesn't he realize that Boogie is just using him as a source of cheap advertising for his channel so he can filch more money off of morons out there that feel sorry for him?
We've been telling you for years that we don't care about the food that much.
Okay.
That's a lie. I don't believe that for a second. Look at this guy. This guy's fat as F. But he didn't care about the food. Get real.
Like, don't.
By the way, all these people are overweight. They don't care about the snacks. Anybody think they'd be at Boogie's house if he didn't provide all the free, pizza and chicken fingers and all that?
Like, don't get me wrong. I like having snacks and soda when I'm over here because I don't eat those at my house. But
Why don't you eat those at your house? Oh, he probably lives with his mother or something. Mom doesn't buy that stuff.
we've definitely said it throughout the years. Like, you don't have to feed us, but
I know
you
have.
you
I
do
know.
it anyway. So
when are we going to start bringing girlfriends around? Also, when are we going to start bringing girlfriends around that aren't hookers? Because that's all I've brought around for 5 years. I mean, like,
Look at the look on their faces. I mean, extremely, extremely awkward conversation. Not the way you talk to people. But you're telling me these people would be there if it weren't for him bribing them with snacks and soda? Come on. I know they say that they've been telling him for years that he doesn't have to. Yeah, that's what they say. But trust me, that's not the case. Would you hang out with this guy if he wasn't bribing you?
We haven't had like legitimate girlfriends over in a long time. You haven't dated in a while. You haven't dated in a while.
I mean, yeah, a while out. That's fair enough, yeah.
I mean, you've like, I think
I think he's a good guy, yeah. I think that Boogie's definitely a good guy.
I love it. Oh, yeah. You just kind of called him out and embarrassed the shit out of him, dude.
He loves his friends and his family, and he cares about people a lot, and
No, he doesn't. He's bought you off, pal.
he cares about what people think about him a lot.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
He's a fun person to be around and to laugh and make jokes with. Sometimes we open up and we have like really personal conversations, and I enjoy getting to know him in that way as well.
I think, yeah, maybe he does care, but I think he's so lacking in empathy, and I think he's so lacking in understanding of other people and what they think and feel. I don't think he honestly realizes the ramifications of his actions and what effect that has on how other people view him. I don't think he realizes how other people see him or how his words affect other people. Yeah, he's a typical narcissist.
Willing to do things for us. He's offered to, take care of us or offered us a room if he needs it. He's still going to make some of the same jokes. We all have a sort of dry sense of humor.
Yeah, I'm not surprised he's offered you all places to stay. This dude doesn't like being alone with his own thoughts. Even he can't handle his own company.
Sincere kindness. It doesn't always show up, but he does have a lot of compassion for people.
He's been buying me pizza for 3 years now. I gotta say something nice, or the pizza gravy train will end.
I think he's just a guy with good and bad. But I don't think he's as bad as a lot of corners of the internet think he is.
I think as long as he stops tweeting the N-word, he'll be fine.
The N-word is just a word. If you guys left and these cameras weren't rolling and I was sitting here alone in the dark and I said the N-word, there's no magic power to it.
So say it.
Oh no, I'm not going to say it on camera where it could hurt somebody. I like offensive humor. I like dark.
I don't think he really cares about other people's feelings. That's just an act, okay? That this nice guy portrayal.
Dark jokes. I say fucked up shit. I think the darker something is, cancer, rape, murder, child abuse, the darker it is, the more important it is to make jokes about it.
I don't necessarily agree with that. I think it depends on the context and the situation. Maybe if you're like a comedian doing a comedy show, okay. But just an everyday conversation, no.
I'm sorry you had to go through that, bro.
Yeah, that's okay. All right. I mean, I didn't go through it. I'm still alive. She's dead. And, so fuck her. And now she's dead. That's a lot of money, I guess, for a person of color, or is it not? I don't know. Someone says you can't put your finger into a clitoris. Somebody here doesn't have a scalpel handy. You splay that fucker just right, you can wrap it all around your fingers. You gotta shave real thin. Woo! That's disturbing. That's the most fucked up thing.
No, I plan to shoot you, bud.
You pointing a gun at me?
Yes.
What the I remember this. So some dude showed up at his house, and the dude was way out of line. I mean, you don't show up at some person's house, and Boogie came out with a gun. Like, this shows just how reactionary and emotional and controlled by his emotions he actually is, meaning he's lacking in self-control. It's this easy to trigger him, to get him to do what you want him to do, because clearly this guy who showed up at his house, who's obviously a loser, wanted to provoke a reaction, and he got what he wanted in spades.
Is this what we have to do?
Where it really went south is when one guy spent like a month of his time gathering every link, every video clip, everything I'd ever said or done since 1998, and he compiled it into this one huge mega thread. It's like 10, 15 pages long. And every time my name would get mentioned on Reddit moving forward, they would all link to that mega thread. Well,
right, and how many of these things did you actually do? And if so, why are you blaming the guy? I mean, ultimately, if you did those things, you did them.
these people on Reddit began to bombard my sponsors to make me look as bad as possible. Every time I got a new sponsor, they would bombard them.
I don't know, dude. You seem to be doing a pretty good job of making yourself look horrible. You don't need much help in that arena.
And eventually they dropped me.
Wow. I'm not so sure I believe these numbers. And even if they're correct, just how much in savings does he have?
Are you ready? Are you ready to step back into 1988? You ready to go back to my childhood? Because that's what's behind the star.
I love how it keeps showing this account balance. This is all performative. The account balance is not real. I mean, it's real in regards to that's an actual account, but that's not all his money. That's just there to show the documentarian, okay? This Mike Klum guy, that's all. It's not an accurate representation of how much money he actually has.
Do you want to know what this represents to me?
What does this represent?
This is everything that was good about my childhood. And when I walk back in here, it's like going back in time, except things aren't completely shitty.
Seems like everything this guy does is to escape his life. I mean, he spends all day either playing video games or live streaming or going to the arcade or watching TV, and he can't even handle being without his TV for a single day. Remember that soundbar he bought? He spent $100 on that soundbar, $100 he said he can't afford to spend. Meanwhile, he didn't send it back when all it would have required was a phone call, and Amazon would have come and picked it up. If he was so strapped for cash, he wouldn't have kept that darn thing, nor would he be going to an arcade. So everything with this guy is about avoiding self, running from self, hiding from who he is, preventing any kind of self-awareness from developing so he doesn't have to face who and what he is and what a horrible wreck, a disaster of a human being he actually has turned out to be.
So this is the classic. I mean, I even have a Pac-Man tattoo. This is the game I most identify with because it's about a little round guy running through a maze trying to figure shit out, eating everything in sight.
Yeah, except you are not trying to figure anything out. You do eat everything in sight, but that's so you can avoid figuring anything out.
And getting chased by ghosts of his past. So I'm basically Pac-Man. I know, it's simple fun. And, I mean, look at the guy. He looks like me. I might have sprained it or broken it or something. I was walking to the bathroom in there, and there was a loud snap sound, and things kind of shifted in one direction.
He doesn't look to be walking any differently than before. I don't believe he hurt his ankle at all. And a snap sound would mean, more likely than not, that a bone broke. Your gigantic ass would not be walking anywhere if that was the case. But, I got injured going to the bathroom. Feel sorry for me? Some more! Yeah, you're such a victim, pal.
And now my foot is swelling into my shoe, and it hurts really badly. It's the fun part about being old.
He's 48. You're not old, pal. I'm a lot older than you and in much better shape. Well, almost anybody is in better shape than this guy.
And fat. You never know. You don't know if you'll wake up tomorrow. You don't know if today is that stroke or heart attack you've been waiting on.
Oh, well, those are definitely going to come sooner rather than later for you. Anyhow, that's it for this installment of Boogie2988's documentary. I did a lot more commentary in this video than I did in the last. I really need to cut back on that so I can get through this thing as quickly as possible. Anyway, let me know what you think of the perpetual victim, addict, narcissist that is Boogie2988. Do you feel sorry for this guy at all? Do you feel any pity? Do you feel any sympathy for this fool, this imbecile, this supposed clown who, in my opinion, has done 100% of the damage in his own life. Do you feel sorry for him? Let me know what you think in the comments section, and please like and subscribe to my BitChute and Rumble channels. You will find me on Rumble as The Realist Philosopher, and also on BitChute as The Realist Philosopher. You gotta follow me on Alt Tech, guys, because the monopoly that current big tech has over the social media space is just too great. So we got to break up their power, and to do that, you have to follow and subscribe on the Alt Tech platforms. So go check me out on Rumble. Go check me out on BitChute. Consider checking out my Patreon, where I'm also the Realist Philosopher. I could really use your support. I am the Realist Philosopher, and I wish you all a good and pleasant day. Take care.